You guys are horrible. Today, I'm going to talk to you guys about making homemade buttercream iced tea. I want to start off with explaining that if you want to save money and the expense of paying a professional cake decorator to decorate your child's birthday cake, I can show you a very inexpensive way of making it and not worrying about the outcome. A lot of people tend to worry that the icing is not going to be consistent enough, it's going to be too buttery, it's going to melt on hot days like we have down here. But I'm going to give you a recipe and I'm going to show you how to make it where it's stiff enough that it's going to hold even if you were to take it outside and it was outside for people. I'm first going to show you how to do it yourself. That's basically what I'm going to explain and show you, demonstrate. It's very, very inexpensive. It's all the materials, including the Crisco, the oil, not the oil, but the vanilla and the powdered sugar, don't even cost maybe $5. So it's very inexpensive. If you were to take this recipe and try to equal it to each container you would buy of icing, you would have to buy almost 10 or 5 of those things of icing, which comes about $10 to equal the amount this recipe calls for. But what I'm going to do when I first start out with this, I'm going to go ahead and cut the recipe totally in half. It calls for 4 cups of powdered sugar, 2 things of Crisco, 2 cups, and then a full teaspoon of vanilla. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut that in half because we don't need that much. Okay, what I'm first going to do is show you. They always say try to use more name brands and stick with that. Once you start with one consistent when you're making icing, stick with that brand if it's a good consistency and it's the consistency that you want. Don't change it up because you're going to have your good days and you're going to have your bad days to make an icing. There's just going to be some days it's too humid, some days it's too hot, but I'm going to show you good enough well consistency where it's going to hold and the cake's going to be, nice enough that it's going to look very professional. As you can see, I've got Crisco flavored butter. What this is going to do, instead of using 1 cup of Crisco and 1 cup of butter, I am cutting it in half by using the Crisco flavored butter and just using 1 cup in total. I also have Domino powdered sugar and obviously vanilla extract. I'm going to start out first by taking the Crisco, putting it in my bowl. As you can see, and this is 1 full cup right here. The 6 are easier to use than the containers because they are already measured out. So I will take that and I will take 1/2 of a teaspoon of vanilla. I will take my mixer here. Let me move this over. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix this until it's got a nice soft mix to it and it's not so stiff. Because this way it allows the sugar and the butter to shorten into this better. Just like this, you can say. The consistency is better. You got to get it until it's nice and smooth. And then what you want to do once it's smooth is you're going to add 1 cup at a time with the butter and the powdered sugar and then continue to mix. Okay? As everybody can see, it's pretty smooth. I'm going to take half of this and dump it in. A little more. Okay, you want to do 1 cup at a time, otherwise you'll have powder on your base. So I'm just going to mix this. Take a few minutes sometimes. You just want a good consistency. As you can see right now it's still balls, but once I put the rest of it in. It takes about 4 to 8 minutes to make this total. We're going to do it in 7. Splash everywhere. So far, does anybody have any questions? Okay. Let me finish this real quick and then I will show you what it's supposed to turn out looking like. Now this seems like it's wanting to pump up, so let me turn this up a little bit. There we go. Now it's really starting to look the icing. Okay, as you can see, it's actually got icing now. An icing state. It's whipped. So what I'm going to actually do now is I'm actually going to bring these cupcakes over. And everybody's gonna get one. And you guys can decorate yourself. I'm gonna take some of this icing and stick it in this cake decorator. Like this. It's really, really easy. Put this up here. Take the star and put it on top. And then I'm gonna seal it. And I'm gonna take one of these. As soon as I get this pressed. I'm gonna take one of these cupcakes. This side. I'm just going to decorate it real quick. From the center out to the edge. With the icing.
You want me to bring this up there so they can see?
You're good. Because I'll show it. I'll come around the corner of the cabinet to show. As everybody can see, there's the icing. Now you can take, I've got sprinkles and stuff too if you want to put those on there. And just dab a little bit of sprinkles on top too. And there's how you make icing for cakes and cupcakes. Anybody have any questions?
Alex wants it.
Yeah.
I do.
What?
Can you put food coloring in the icing?
Yes, you can add any kind of food coloring. Red and yellow make orange. Blue, yellow make green, or you can use the green. You just have to play around with the colors to see what kind of consistency of color you want, whether it's making purple or pink, obviously. But it tends to be very simple. So, anything else? All right. Well, I'd like to thank everybody for coming and for your time. So I'm going to go ahead and let everybody grab a cupcake, and then you guys can put icing on it the way you want. So, have at it. You want one too, Alex? Your mama want one? And you can get one.
Thank you.
And then the cameraman can have one as well. Okay. And that concludes my speech. I just want to thank you guys for coming out and allowing me to do this. And if you guys ever have any questions, feel free to just come over and ask. So that's it.